Hello, Red Riot Games. We are back with round 5 of the JGB Invitational Championship. Rounds 1 and 2 should already be posted. Our hand is alright. I am playing Mewtwo Welder with 4 Aurora Energy and some interesting attackers. I am 2-2 in this tournament. I started with 2 buys, which means I am actually kind of 0-2. But I feel alright. My opponent opted to go first. Playing against Kashvinder Singh, Mann, a very good, a player who's gotten a lot of very good placements in online events, especially lately. Looks like I'm playing against RedRiotGames.ca. This is interesting. He's got not a lot to work with in his opening hand here, it looks like. I kind of don't want to... Maybe I'll go for a Crobat here. That seems like it might be the play. Oh, my Crobat is prized, so it will not be the play, I guess. Okay, well, the good news is my Charizard GX is not prized. That's going to be the biggest thing in this matchup. Let's take the Volcanion. This is usually my best attacker on the first turn of the game. If I'm going second, that is. I'll just put a Fire Energy on that. Cherish Ball for a Dedenne GX, or not Dedenne GX, I already have one. Charizard GX, I want that in the discard pile so I can use Flare Blitz GX next turn. And then I will Dedenne GX. I don't have any Fire Energy in hand, so there's no reason to try to Pokegear Draw Welder. I hit a switch, that's all I really needed, so I will switch into Volcanion and use Flare Starter to go ahead and put 3 Fire Energy onto this Mewtwo and Mew GX, setting me up very cleanly without even needing a Welder to use Flare Blitz GX next turn. That's the power of including this Volcanion in the deck, as well as being an out to Decidueye, or regular Decidueye, which prevents all damage by Pokemon Vs and Pokemon GXs. Now, I know that my Zigzagoon is in deck, I saw it earlier, so really what's going to be the important thing here is whether or not my opponent can find the Mawile GX this turn. If my opponent uses Mawile GX this turn and pulls down my Dedenne GX, I'm in a very awkward position, but otherwise, I'm doing alright. I should be able to dig for my Zigzagoon. Hopefully, as long as I can find the Zigzagoon, I can one-shot this RedRiotGames.ca. Wow, looks like he's just got the Eldritch Creation, not even a Zacian V on the bench. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into this Mewtwo Mew GX, attach Aurora Energy, discarding another Aurora Energy, and then Day Change, and hopefully we can find that Zigzagoon. There's a Cherish Ball, so no Zigzagoon, unfortunately. But I will bench this Mewtwo and Mew GX, and then I will just use Flare Blitz GX anyways. And now all I need is a Zigzagoon to finish off this RedRiotGames and Palkia GX. Unfortunately, my hand's kind of dead. Hopefully my opponent uses something like Marnie. I really need to be able to find my Zigzagoon next turn, and that way I can attack something else. I don't want to have to attack into this RedRiotGames Palkia again, when it's already so close to being knocked out. If I do have to attack into this RedRiotGames Palkia, I'll probably just switch and knock it out with the Volcanion. Okay, so it looks like he's going to Ultimate Ray my Mewtwo. Makes sense. Let's see if I can top deck the Zigzagoon. That's going to be huge. I kind of, after playing my first 2 rounds especially, I've been thinking that I want a third Dedenne GX, another situation where it would be very helpful to keep digging with this Cherish Ball. So after the event, I probably will add that. Looks like I did not find what I was looking for, so I will just have to switch into Volcanion. I'm going to Cherish Ball just to thin something from the deck. Reshizard seems like a good Pokemon to have in my discard pile, or to just a copy with Mewtwo and Mew. So I'll just High Heat Blast, RedRiotGames Palkia, knock it out, take 3 prizes, and there's a Crobat, so that helps me to dig. Big Charm. If my opponent is already down 3 Boss's Orders. Whoa! I didn't even realize that. So they probably have 1 left and maybe an Eldegoss. These ADB Zacian decks have been going up to 4 Boss's Orders and an Eldegoss lately. Maybe my opponent is still sticking with a 3, or he's not playing Eldegoss. Whoa, and he Professor's Research! Man, I know I'm saying whoa a lot, but this is really good for us. Our opponent did not even find the... basically, my opponent is not going to be able to knock out my Mewtwo this turn without a Great Catcher. A Great Catcher would do it still. But even if he finds the Great Catcher, there's a good chance that I can find the Welder next turn and still high heat blast him for the knockout. And if he doesn't find a Great Catcher, then he's going to have to knock out this Volcanion. And that's definitely not what he wants to see. Ooh, he finds the Great Catcher, though. Okay, so he's going to take 4 prizes on my Mewtwo and Mew GX, go down to just 4 random cards in his hand. I'm going to bring him out Volcanion, and I'm going to be trying to knock him out with my Reshiram and Charizard GX here. Maybe even Reset Stamp him. If I can find the Reset Stamp, that would be huge. So let's go Reshiram and Charizard. Let's attach a Fire Energy to it. Let's attach Big Charm to it. And then, man, I'm actually not going to be able to knock out this Zacian this turn, which is really bad for me. Now that I'm looking at it, I cannot, because he hit that Great Catcher, I cannot knock out this. Man, yeah, that's probably a loss, actually. I'm going to have to get rid of this Naganadel, fail it, and then I will just Crobat, draw 3. I need to hit a Welder, and Reset Stamp would be great. Okay, there's the Welder. I'll put it on the Reshiram and Charizard GX. No Reset Stamp, and no Giant Hearth to bump that Viridian, which means I did lose this game. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually, if he doesn't have another Metal Energy in deck, then we... Well, I guess I'll find out. We'll find out if my opponent plays 9 Fire Energy. If he doesn't, then we will still win. As long as our opponent doesn't have his 4th Metal Saucer, that is, or a Turbo Patch. A lot of these ADVization lists have added Turbo Patch for post-rotation. So we will see. If when he's using Viridian, he has not pulled out the metal yet. 6, 7, 8. I don't know how many Metal Energy he plays, but he does not have one in deck. It would seem. Big Charm going onto that Zacian V. He's gonna Marnie. This is huge. Are we just going to see a pass from my opponent here? Wow, so he did not have a Metal Energy in deck, and he did not find his Metal Saucer off of the Marnie, which means we are still in this game. Unfortunately, he did Marnie my Welder away. I do still have 2 more that I could top deck, and then one's at the bottom of my deck from his Marnie. So if I can top deck a Welder, then I will win, but that's obviously a lot to ask for. So he's just going to use Intrepid Sword. I'm going to retreat into this Reshizard to try to force him to... I top deck the Welder. As long as I have a Fire Energy in deck, I will win this game. Wow, that was lucky. So we top deck the Welder. Go ahead and attach 2 to that Reshiram and Charizard GX, retreat into the Reshiram and Charizard GX, and I will go ahead and use Flare Strike for the knockout, and that is game. Wow. So we took game 1. We'll see if my opponent chooses to go first or second in game 2. Oh, this is a good matchup for me, but yeah, that was a very lucky top deck. My opponent was down 3 Boss's Orders and a Great Catcher, so I was probably fine anyways. I would have just retreated into the Reshiram and Charizard GX and attached to it, and then Marnie, and then hope to hit the Fire Energy next turn without him hitting his 4th Boss's Orders if he plays it. We'll see if my opponent opts to go first or second. But yeah, this is definitely a solid matchup for me. Heads. Would you like to go first? I don't know. He wants to go first, so I will go second. He opted to go first last time as well. Wow, so this is a very bad hand for me. If I top deck a Mewtwo GX, it's fine. Then I can Pokegear, try to hit the Welder. But if I don't... Well, Mewtwo GX, Cherish Ball, Quick Ball, that's like 11 outs, so the odds aren't too bad, but they're certainly not great either. Okay, well there's a Welder, so that doesn't really do it. I'm just going to try to hit the Marnie off the Pokegear. No such luck. So we are just going to take the Welder. I need to hit... I need to draw my Mewtwo Mew GX. No. Wow, so this is not a good hand at all. 3, 6, 7, 8 cards in my opponent's hand. So I'll go ahead and reset Stamp him before I use this Dedenne GX. And then I'm just going to have to try to Day Change and hit Mewtwo Energy. I really need the Mewtwo Energy. Okay, well I got it, but at what cost? At what cost? It's Cherish Ball for the Mewtwo GX. So my Crobat V is in the active. Okay. I need to save this Quick Ball for... I need to save the Quick Ball for Dedenne GX next turn. For now, I'll just pass. So, it's definitely still possible for me to get... Actually, I have the Flare Blitz GX in hand, assuming my Eldegoss is in deck, which I believe it is. He's going to Viridian Forest for that Water Energy and Altered Creation GX. That's probably all that he'll do. Quick Ball, discarding Duraludon, taking a Rangaroo. Probably before something like a Dedenne GX. Okay, Professor's Research, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm just going to be looking to go Quick Ball the Vileplume GX away for... Actually, I still need the Charizard GX in discard. Well, I still think it's best to just go for the Welder while I have it guaranteed. So let's do that. Let's Giant Hearth. Let's discard the Switch, because I have the Retreat on the Crobat already with the energy that I welded onto it last turn. Eldegoss for the Welder. And hopefully we can hit some other sort of draw cards off of... Maybe I should have Viridian Forest the way of the Switch instead. But I hit a Quick Ball, so we're still fine. Let's Quick Ball away this Fire Energy for... let's take the Reshiram Charizard GX. That's always good to use in this matchup. Quick Ball away this Charizard GX for Dedenne GX. And Day Change. So yeah, I definitely should have discarded the Aurora Energy instead of the Fire Energy. But it looks like I missed the... what's it called? I did not find the Charizard GX anyways, so... I'm going to take Keldeo GX maybe? How many Switch Might do I have left? I have 2 Switch left. I think that I want to retreat into Keldeo GX to force him to have the boss's orders. So he has a Metal Energy. Let's see the boss's orders come down. Yep, there's the boss's orders. Gonna knock out my Eldegoss. Makes sense. We're gonna respond with a Flare Blitz and a Marnie. And hopefully that's enough to keep the boss orders for next turn out of his hand. Maybe we can draw the reset... Oh, the reset stamp is in the discard, so definitely can't draw the reset stamp. So Marnie's going to be our only disruption option for this turn. So yeah, let's just Marnie. Actually, still don't have that Charizard GX in the discard pile, so I'm going to have to Cherish Ball for that. But there we go. Giant Hearth, discarding the Charizard GX, 2 fire. Maybe I should Cherish Ball for the Mewtwo, just thin out of the deck. And I'll put the Big Charm onto my Mewtwo and Mew GX in the active, just in case he plays some sort of Vitality Band or Zigzagoon combo to knock out my Mewtwo with 270. If he doesn't knock out, it's really going to come down to this turn. If he has the boss's orders, we're going to lose here. And if he doesn't, we're in a very, very good spot, because we can just knock out the Zacian with Flare Blitz, or Flare Strike. Oh, there's the Eldegoss, so I will concede. He can just boss up one of my 2 prizers to one shot for 3 prizes. We're going to opt to go first in this game 3. Where's Cashman, 27. Oh, he sent us a challenge first. So, really, what it comes down to is if we can hit the game. Neither game have we hit the Flare Blitz directly following up his Altered Creation yet. Hopefully we can this game. That's sort of that's the game plan. You really want to be able to do that. Actually, I think we did it. I'm just going to go first. Yes, we were able to do it game 1, I think, because we got the third starter. Okay, no basics. Better than having a bad basic in the active, in my opinion. Although this, if one of those switch was a Mewtwo GX, maybe that would have been a pretty good hand. Ooh, Eldegoss start. That's not great. Ooh, we mulligan 3 times. That's really not great. Our turn is probably just going to be Quick Ball Waves and the Gandel GX for the Mewtwo GX and attach an energy to it, but we'll see. It kind of depends on the top deck here. We might actually want to Day change here, because we don't have a second energy for Welder for next turn yet. So I think I might go for the Day change. Either that, I could hope that he doesn't find... I could have just hoped that he didn't find the Trauma and Altered Creation, but I think I'd rather just Day change. Okay, so we still got the... our hand's kind of just similar, to be honest. We still don't have the second Fire Energy for Welder for next turn, but we still found the Aurora. We found the actual guaranteed Welder. Maybe we can find another Fire Energy off the top deck, or like a Giant Hearth or something along those lines. Zacian comes down for my opponent. Air Balloon. Now, if he doesn't Altered Creation this turn, we're actually still in a very good spot. Then we don't actually need to find the second Fire Energy for Welder, because we'll have an extra turn to do that. Day change, or Professor's Research, actually discarding Eldegoss, Boss's Orders, Birdkeeper, Switch, and Metal Sauce are all great resources for my opponent. All cards that he does not want to see fall so haphazardly like that so early. Quick Ball most likely grabbing a Crobat V, but we'll see. He could grab a Dedenne GX depending on what's in his hand. I think I usually prefer to Crobat V first, because you can't always guarantee how many cards you're going to draw Crobat V, so you want to take the low hand size Crobat V while you can. Now that Dedenne discarding another Boss's Orders and another Switch, maybe another reason to have gone for that Crobat V instead. Conserve those resources, because being down 2 Boss's Orders is looking good for me. Now he missed the Altered Creation, which means I do have an extra turn to get this sort of play set up. Now with my top deck being Quick Ball, I think I'll use that and search out the Crobat first to see if I can hit the second Fire Energy for Welder. And we did, so I think I'll actually Giant Hearth first though. Let's Giant Hearth away this Aerodactyl GX, take 2 Fire, and then I will just Welder 2 Fire Energy onto this Mewtwo and Mew GX. Let's go ahead and attach the 4th energy. I don't have a great 4 energy attack to use on this Crobat V here though, because I don't really want to use my... I guess I could go for the... I'm only down 1 Welder, so maybe I should go for the Venom Shot on the Dedenne GX while I have the chance. My Zigzagoon's still in deck, right? Yeah, actually, you know what? Since I don't have the Charizard GX in discard pile, I think using Venom Shot on this Dedenne GX just to get the extra 2 cards into my hand off the prizes is definitely the play. Okay, a Switch, and a Big Charm. Neither really cards that I was looking for. Next turn might even just be a Boulder Crush from Aerodactyl GX's attack onto the RCC Ogapalkia. Maybe a Big Charm dropping onto this Mewtwo and Mew GX to make sure I don't get knocked out by Zacian. Okay, so Aurora Energy is not the worst top deck, but I definitely looking like I'm just gonna have to Boulder Crush here. Yeah, so we're just gonna Boulder Crush for 120, putting my opponent at 190, I believe. Yeah, 190. Which means it gives me a few other, like Double Blaze GX is another attack that I could, or Flare Strike are now attacks that I could use to knock it out instead of having to use my GX attack, which means my GX attack will still be live. We'll see if he just ultimate race into this Mewtwo. Now, unfortunately, the Boulder Crest doesn't quite put me in range of being able to knock him out with Venom Shot, which is very unfortunate, because that would be a nice way to knock him out next turn. Now, my opponent is now down 3 Boss's Orders, which is great for me, but of course I still have that Dedenne GX as a sitting duck on my bench, meaning that he can just use a Great Catcher to take those last 3 prizes. His Eldegoss, I believe, is also in the discard pile, though. Okay, so I did top deck the Reshiram Charizard GX, so I will be able to take knockout this turn. Let's go... Let's Giant Hearth, just to get rid of this Viridian. Giant Hearth, discarding my Volcanion for 2 Fire Energy. And let's put 1 Fire Energy onto this Mewtwo Mew GX, bench the Reshiram Charizard GX, and then just use Flare Strike. And it's all going to come down to whether or not my opponent has the Great Catcher. Or, I mean, he might still play 4th Boss's Orders. We haven't seen it yet this series, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Quick Ball and 3 Switch isn't bad. It means we can Dedenne GX next turn. There's the Great Catcher. So I will just concede. That's unfortunate that he just had it. Well, that is probably going to eliminate us from top 16 of the JGB Invitational. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitch and on Twitter. And check out the RedRiotGames store. Links to everything should be in the description below.